everybody, it's Bree. Thank you so much for tuning in again to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a fragrance, an at-home fragrance oil, and I'm going to be using some fractionated coconut oil. It has stains and stuff on it, but whatever. And then possibly some rosemary, possibly some agarwood or oud. I'm definitely using oud. And then also I have rose oil, ylang ylang or whatever, lavender oil, geranium oil, and I believe that's it. So first of all, I'm going to go off of one of the oils that are one of the fragrances that I already have. I don't know if I've talked to you about this one. This is Lavender and Roses, and I got it from, it's a Louis Vuitton fragrance. It has a really strong rose smell, but it also has a little bit of a woodsy smell. I'm going to, and it does also have oud in it, or agarwood. Agarwood is better known as oud. And so I actually went in and looked up what the notes are for Lavender and Roses, and it's an amber floral fragrance with a blend of spicy floral notes. It really does smell good. If you ever find yourself in the Louis Vuitton store, I would actually go and smell it or try to get a sample, because it's such a feminine fragrance, but it's really light at the same time. So the top notes are pink pepper, raspberry, and saffron. The heart notes are Bulgarian, May, and Turkish roses. And then the base notes are patchouli, oud, and benzoin. Okay, so I don't have all of that, but I am going to try to marry some of the stuff that I do have together so that I can make something similar to it. So I am going to be using, I think I told y'all about my roll-ons, because I'm going to take this roll-on and put it in the car so that I can have it in the car or like in my purse and stuff. But I made another fragrance that I have sitting up in here, and it smells absolutely wonderful. So it was one of the fragrances that I had made with my friends, and then I just added some oud to it, and it's just been sitting here for the most part in this room. When I'm away, it's just dark in here, so it's allowed to just sit in here and cook, but it smells so good. It smells absolutely delightful, especially when I added the oud. And believe it or not, every day it gets a little bit like more mellow with the oud in there. So okay, anyway, so to begin with the fragrance that we're going to make, I'm going to start with fractionated coconut oil, and I'm gonna, okay, I gotta open this. It has a stopper in it, so I'm gonna open it and kind of fill it up much of the way. I'll say that's pretty good. Okay. And then I'm going to start with the base notes. So the base notes are patchouli, oud, and benzoin. So I'm going to start with the oud because oud is very important to me. Little story about oud. When I was visiting the corner store, they were trying to convince me to purchase some incense, and he was like, here, smell this one, this is oud, and it's from our country, and all this stuff. They're Arabic or whatever. And I was like, wow, that really does smell good. And it's so funny how I'm thinking about how there are moments, like actual separate moments in my life that bring me to this that bring me to where I am right now, and that is one of those like isolated moments that brought me to here. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and add, this oil is actually very thick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna, and really I'm just making it up as I go along, but you can see the oud oil is down at the bottom. So I'm gonna see if I can make sure to mix this up good. I'm not sure if they're gonna blend well, but this is all experimental, so I don't mind getting it wrong, so that I can get it right later. Okay, so we put in the oud, and I don't have patchouli, but I wanted to go ahead and try some lavender oil as another base note, you know, to kind of add to the woodsiness of it. And so this one, the lavender oil, is actually a lot, like you could tell, it's a lot less viscous. So I'm gonna add 10 drops of that too. Okay. So we're gonna actually put all of this, we're gonna kind of remember all of this stuff. So we're putting 10 drops of the base. And then we're going to add some heart notes. And for the heart notes, I'm going to add, I think, a little bit more than 10 because I'm just going off of how I feel right now, okay? And so since since it's the heart of something, and it must be that I want it to smell a lot like that. Yeah, like I want it to smell like roses. So I'm going to put rose in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I actually put 15 in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna actually put a little bit of ylang ylang because ylang ylang, it doesn't have it kind of has a spiciness to it on top of a sweetness. So I'm gonna add some of that. But I'm only gonna add, I will say, 7 of these. I'm also doing I'm also counting like what are some numbers that I like. I like rounded numbers. I like the number 7. I like the number 3. So I'm making it up at the same time. So it's not so much as scientific as it is what I want, you know, what I like. All right, so I think I'm gonna put 7 of these ylang yangs in there. 6, 7. Okay. And then for the heart notes, it does have a bit. It says pink pepper, raspberry, and saffron. So I think the only thing that I have left are sandalwood, and geranium oil. So I think I'm gonna put both of those in there because why not? And then for those, since they're top notes, I'm gonna put 5 a piece of each of those. This is geranium. Okay. And then we're gonna add sandalwood. Okay. Now, before I put the top back on it, I'm just going to put my finger on it. I don't know if that kind of makes the oil not as pure, but I am going to mix it up a little bit to try to get that agarwood at the bottom incorporated. Okay, it's looking pretty good. So now let's smell it. Okay, so it has a bit of spiciness in it. I wonder if that might be from the ylang ylang. So I'm going to actually add a little bit more rose because I can smell the oud. The oud has spiciness too, but I think the ylang ylang is so powerful that it's kind of overpowering the rose oil. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of geranium and rose oil because I feel like they kind of work together very well. Yes, that actually made it so much better. And you know, because it made such a big difference, I kind of want to put more in there. Yeah, just to make it blend on over to the rose side. And maybe I put a little bit too much lavender in there, so maybe I'm having to compensate by adding a lot more rose. Let me see. Yes, that gets even better as we go. And I feel like adding the rose actually makes it more, makes the oud stand out more as well. So we can always add more of this later on, but you can see that we kind of filled up the bottle all the way. So I'm going to go ahead and put the roller ball back on the top of this, and I'm going to bring it to work, but I'm going to leave it in my drawer so that it can cook some more in the dark. Okay. And I know it does have to cook, but I like to use the things that I go ahead and make, because it's like, you know, might as well use them, you know what I'm saying? And I know I'm putting this on top of the oil that I already have, but I can do that, you know? I could do that because I want to. And then I'll put a little bit on my boobs. And I'm covering up my arms, but I would also put some right here on the inside of my arms. But that's cool. So that's how I made this. This smells so good. And the most expensive of the oils that I have is this Agarwood. The oud oil. I feel like this is actual real oud oil, because I got it from Wholesale Botanics, and this thing right here was about $100, and but it smells so rich, so potent, and I think that is actually oud oil. So I'm very happy with this purchase, and all the other purchases were good too. I'm not saying that they weren't, but I believe this must be harder to procure, and that's why it costs more. So yeah, that's that on that. Now what I like to do is once I put my fragrance oil down, I like to add in some of the perfumes that I bought. So the ones that I wear every day are the Ombre Nomad. First, let me add a little bit of oil to my tattoo. I'm getting my tattoo removed, just FYI. So you know, they gotta burn it off. They're gonna burn it off or out. So they just burned it a little bit on Monday. So I'm gonna slather it on. You like, oh yeah, girl, you putting a lot of oil on that joint? Yes. It can get dry. It can get dry, and you kind of want to be able to turn your neck and stuff like that, and your hair is touching your stuff all the time, so you want to be careful and just be generous with that oil. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and take our Ombre Nomad. That, yes, it's got a big chunk in it, but I have so much to go because this is a life perfume. I feel like this, once I finish this, then I might try something else, but this has really gotten me far. I get so many compliments on this perfume. It's such an investment, you know, because it's expensive, but also it's worth it. I like to hit them pulse points, also at the base of my neck. Get a little bit behind my ear. And then I'm gonna put some, if I had more skin showing, I would put more on my skin. I'll put more of this on my skin because I feel like this has the tendency to smell better as time goes on. And I feel as though if it's touching your skin, it kind of is mixing with your natural body chemistry, and that makes it smell more like you. But because I'm not showing a lot of skin, the kind of stuff that I like to spray on my clothes, this is the Fleur du Desert. It's sweeter, it's more feminine, and I feel like it can last on your clothes without it like getting too staunch, like too raw. The Ombre Nomad is actually kind of raw, but it's sort of, it is both a feminine and a masculine perfume. So, but it can lean more masculine, I believe, if you put it on your clothes. So I like to put the Fleur du Desert on my clothes just to remind myself that I am feminine. I am, you know, a receiver, a creator, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right, and that's the end of my perfume making video, my perfume creating video. I am going to see you all next time. I did want to show you my outfit. It's super plain, but I have this idea that I will one day dress like Fran Dresser. And in the meantime, I'm going to be trying to figure out how can I wear skirts to work, but still look cute and be comfortable while doing it. So I just have a white shirt on and a plain black skirt. And then I got some, I'll show you. Okay, so this basically, and then the skirt, and then these are those fleece tights, and then I got these shoes on. So it's just kind of regular. But I'm still super excited about who I am becoming, and so the resurgence of this YouTube video is more so an ode to me, and it's so that I can remember, you know, what my thoughts were at this time when I feel as though I'm being reborn, you know, reborn into the woman that I want to be. You know, you're born the first time by your mom, and then you get to sort of develop your own mind, your own desires. And I think now more than ever, I am becoming somebody very succinctly Bree. I'm actually weeding out a lot of the things that are taking away from my essence or that are clouding it. And, you know, it feels really good to be like this. So it also might be a little painful at times, I gotta admit, but there's no other place I'd rather be but in my body with my mind. And it feels good to think like that. Okay, so now that I'm all done talking about regular stuff, I'm going to get out of here, but I will see you all in the next video about something else. So I want to thank you so much for coming and to chit chat with me, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Okay, before I go though, I wanted to show you all my nails. So the nails, they're grown out a little bit now, but they look really cute. And they have a symbolic meaning too. It is kind of, when I saw them, I was thinking about the void that is darkness, and then pulling from the void some focus, some intentionality, you know, the subject that is self, and making sure that you are like separate from what is not necessarily chaos, but what is some amorphous blob. And I thought these nails really go with I think these nails really go with who I am trying to be right now, separate and focused and intentional. So I wanted to share that with you because, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna get my nails done again, and we'll just have to see what they're gonna be at that time. Now I'm really gonna leave, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.